Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, this is Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. And well, you know, we knew that Captain America Brave New World was in for trouble, boys and girls. The box office predictions were very low. There's almost a zero chance possibility this movie makes any money whatsoever at the box office. Obviously, a lot of the fans had major issues with this movie. It didn't help that Anthony Mackie said a whole bunch of dumb things out there. And well, boys and girls, we already talked about last week how the critics absolutely roasted this movie into oblivion. They despise this thing with an almighty passion. And guess what? The score's gotten even worse since the last time we reported it. But at the end of the day, like we always talk about, the audience is what really matters, right? The fans decide whether or not something fails or succeeds. And the critics only really matter just to show the hypocrisy of how they're maybe not so shilly anymore like they used to be, all of their access media. But at the end of the day, that is what matters the most, the audience score. And well, needless to say, boys and girls, Captain America Brave New World has absolutely set a new record for audience scores out there, but probably not the one that Disney Marvel wanted. Because as you can see over here from thatparkplace.com, Captain America Brave New World earns lowest CinemaScore in MCU history, on par with Ang Lee's Hulk and Dark Phoenix in fan satisfaction. Yeah, boys and girls, not exactly a club Disney Marvel would like to be in, but if rumor be truth be told, if rumor actually ended up being truth that Disney inside already knew that this movie was going to be an absolute disastrous dumpster fire and Marvel was expecting it to be a failure, well, I guess this all kinds of lines up and their audience agrees. And here's one of the best parts as well. Access Media is also calling them out for this anymore. I guess those Disney Marvel checks don't clear anymore, boys and girls, because the shills are actually telling the truth, and it's a beautiful day in America. So we're going to check out this article from thatparkplace.com, getting all of the juicy details and see what else this lines up with our dear sweet Captain Black America. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing. We just crossed 1,600. We're on our way to 1,700, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, let us know what you think about all of this in the comment section down below. Does it surprise you at all that the audiences absolutely despise this movie in every shape and form? Do you think this thing will actually end up being able to make a profit? Are you one of the woke shills out there that think this movie is absolutely fantastic? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, please check the links in the description as well. All right, from that Park Place and our dear sweet Montanero, Captain America Brave New World has been awarded a B- cinema score. Now, that doesn't sound so bad, right? Marking the lowest grade ever received by a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Yes, boys and girls, and we remember the Eternals and the Marvels. This places the film behind even the Marvels and the previously criticized Eternals and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. All movies that lost money. And this one's even worse. There is not going to be any word of mouth that is going to save this movie, and its next weekend drop is probably going to be massive. It wouldn't surprise me if, just like the Marvels, this movie was showing up on Disney's streaming service within a month. Because why bother? I mean, they capped the Marvels and we're just like, we're done. We're not even going to bother counting the money anymore and reporting it. We're just pulling this thing out and putting it on Disney Plus. How long before we see Captain Black America have the exact same thing happen? He thinks it's going to be the same, maybe even faster. CinemaScore, a trusted market research firm that surveys moviegoers on opening night, provides an initial snapshot of audience satisfaction. A B- grade is a clear sign of disappointment, placing Brave New World in the same category as notable superhero misfires like 2003's Hulk, Dark Phoenix, and Venom: The Last Dance, which I think if the 2003 Hulk's the one I'm thinking of, I actually did enjoy it, but you know, I can understand why it didn't appeal to a broader audience out there. For a franchise known for its history of once consistent success, this is a significant setback. Yeah, this is a big blowing up things in their faces out there. Holy cow. And I mean, I saw some of the great descriptions out there, like somebody pointed out in my chat just a minute ago. It's like he's got Ant-Man's helmet, you know, he's got Hawkeye, he's got his Falcon wings, you know, he's got Black Panther's suit. It's like this guy is literally nothing more than a mishmash of leftover parts from other superheroes. I mean, holy cow. The low cinema score is even more glaring when compared to previous Captain America films. Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Captain America: Civil War both received an A cinema score, while Captain America: The First Avenger earned an A-. Wow. So literally also not only the worst of all of Marvel, but also obviously the worst of all of the Captain America movies as well. And color of shock there. It's not a Captain America movie. Even the Incredible Hulk, often considered one of the MCU's weaker early entries, though I really liked it. This is Montanaro. Me too. I really enjoyed it too. And literally, the fact that they didn't keep him around and we got Ruffalo instead, managed an A- grade. The sharp decline in audience approval underscores growing fatigue with the MCU's direction and dissatisfaction with this latest installment. And boys and girls, one of the access media, shills of all shills, the face of all of that kind of nonsense out there on the internet, and scooper du jour, Grace Randolph, reacting to the B- cinema score. Oof, so bad. Uh-oh, hashtag Captain America Brave New World. This is the lowest cinema score the hashtag MCU has ever gotten. And I love how they're tagging. She's tagging all the other, because the hashtags are like, this is going to pull up in people's feeds, right? If they're looking for this kind of stuff. It's lower than The Flash. Uh-oh, I mean, The Flash, boys and girls, it's worse than The Flash. Audiences, which guess what? Audiences that like superhero movies are going to go see the DC stuff and the Marvel stuff. Hell, half of them don't even know the difference. It's one of them situations out there, like literally worse than The Flash, a movie that was universally despised by almost everyone. That is pathetic. The troubled production of Captain America Brave New World has been well documented, may have contributed to its lukewarm reception. The film faced extensive reshoots after disastrous test screenings. Insiders revealing that 22 days of additional shooting were needed to rework it. Key sequences, add a new villain. Of course, John Nicola Esposito. These last-minute changes ballooned the film's budget to somewhere between $350 and $375 million, putting immense pressure on its box office performance. And it's not going to make money. Like, we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that BS number that the Hollywood Reporter gave us of $180 million is an absolute lie. I mean, there's a million examples of all of the different ways that they have lied, what the trades have put out there, because guess where the trades got the information from? Marvel. Right? Disney Marvel. That's where they got the information from. So that's why they're putting it out there, right? Of course, Disney Marvel doesn't want to report on the actual numbers of what it actually cost on any of these movies ever. That's why it's so much fun when they film in the United Kingdom, because then we get all their tax receipts and we can prove once again that all of these Hollywood trade magazines absolutely lie when it comes to these numbers, or at least, to be nice, misled by the studios out there about the amount of money, which is why you can't trust any of that kind of stuff. They talk about Thaddeus Ross, of course, Harrison Ford being supposedly problematic behind the set. The dude's an 80-year-old man. Like, give him his pot and just leave the man alone. Like, what are you guys people doing with this people out there? So, of course, political controversy. Of course, we talked about the Anthony Mackie stuff and all of that kind of crazy nonsense, and him sticking his foot in his mouth saying Captain America shouldn't only represent America, whatever nonsense, right? All of this stuff has compounded into something that turns into an absolute disappointment. The people that did actually go see this movie on opening night despise it. It's the worst of all of Marvel, boys and girls, and we lived through the Eternals and the Marvels. That is pathetic. That is bad. That means there is going to be no word of mouth for this movie. The drop next weekend is going to be absolutely horrible, and this will end up costing the Walt Disney Marvel company out there hundreds of millions of dollars, boys and girls, if not $500 million, after all the reports are true about them. Not only because we've got the $375 million for the budget for just filming the movie, plus the hundreds of millions of dollars that they spent on marketing, if not at least an easy $100 million, they're talking almost $500 million. They are going to end up spending on this movie by the entire time everything is done. And there is no way with a B- cinema score, this thing is going to have any kind of legs and ever get sniffed an evil single chance at making a profit in any way, shape, or form. And guess what? Disney Marvel, you decided to dance with the devil that is diversity, inclusion, and equity, and now you're getting burned. It's exactly what you deserve after all, and the audience and the fans have now spoken. Brave New World is DOA, ladies and gentlemen.